Now, before we even start, let me say, I really want to hear from you, okay? I want to hear what you think about this. Do you think there are uneven standards in this world? Do you think, if you do, you think there are double standards in this world where some people get preferential treatment? Okay, so you do agree with that. You had a comment?
Yeah, I am a college student right now, and there's a ton of college athletes at my school that are given preferential treatment for academic classes. They're allowed to be loud and scream in the library when I'm trying to study for tests, and no one says anything to them. They get away with whatever they'd like, really.
The irony of Little League sports in high school and college is that the more disciplined the team, the better the team. Like, we don't understand if you set up zero tolerance with the family and with the coaches and with the umpire, you create really good teams. John Wooden's a classic example. He won championships. There's a story about Bill Walton coming in with a beard, and John Wooden said, our policy is no beard. And Bill Walton said, no, I can't cut off my beard. And John Wooden said, I'm sorry, we're gonna miss you. This is the type of policy and zero tolerance that has to exist so that when our kids grow up knowing that there's no excuses, there's no exceptions, you will not play if you don't abide by the rules, then you'll have an opportunity to create high schoolers, college kids, even professional athletes who understand and appreciate discipline. And those people, those teams win. They win championships.
That's true. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. The issue is that's not happening.
Joining us, Candace Powell, a mother of a youth sports athlete who says coaches need to stop blaming parents. And also joining us is Coach Matt Lyle, who has been both a softball and baseball coach at every level. I'm talking about from Little League all the way up to the majors. And he says athletic entitlement starts with youth sports and that parents are mainly to blame. Let me start with you, Coach. Why do you say that parents are to blame for this?
Well, somewhere along the way, a shift happened in team sports where the emphasis went from teamwork and life lessons and being a better person and accountability to now about getting that scholarship and making the big leagues. So this huge shift has really happened in youth sports, and parents are driving the vehicle of, how do I get my kid to get noticed? How can I get him to the big leagues? And so I've noticed that big shift in my career.
Now, you say that there are 8-year-old kids that have more power than their coaches. Why? How does an 8-year-old kid get power more than their coaches?
I just think for a lot of parents out there, they love their kids, they want what's best for them, and so they evaluate, you know what, I'm smarter than the coach that you have. I'm more experienced, and so listen to me, you don't have to listen to your coach, and these conversations are happening at the dinner table or on the way to the game.
I want to hear from Candace because she is the parent of a youth athlete, and you have a different perspective, Candace. What do you have to say?
Well, I agree with a lot of the things you said, right? The coach's purpose and their role is to develop the athlete, teach them how to play the sport, kick the ball, hit the ball, catch the ball, whatever it is. And then they're to give them skills to how to work within a team, to reward hard work. The problem is the coaches, instead of focusing on what they should be, the basics of what they should be doing, they're now focusing on that win to feed their ego. So then all they want is to win that trophy and win that tournament so that they can brag on Facebook and say, look at my team, we're the winning team. Well, then they start bending the rules for the athletes that are higher performers. So those athletes don't need to show up at practice on time, or they don't need to be respectful to the coach like the other ones. They don't have, when they're at practice, they can just be standing around while everybody else has to run the drills. So the coaches are festering this behavior, and at a young age, these athletes learn, oh, I don't have to learn the rules.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.